Why are you still poor? Let's be honest. No one is coming to save you. Your financial hardship is a prison you built yourself, brick by brick, with every excuse you've ever made. This book is not about finding motivation. It's about forging discipline. This is your declaration of war against mediocrity. The core principle is simple: no excuses, just do it. Your enemy is not the economy. It's not your boss. It's not your upbringing. Your enemy is the soft, whispering voice in your head that says, "Tomorrow, I can't. I'm too tired." It's the comfortable cage of procrastination and fear. The key to escaping this prison isn't a secret formula. It's a sledgehammer. It's the raw, brutal force of action. It's about breaking the chains, one link at a time. Read these pages, and I promise you, the foundations of your prison will tremble. This is not a gentle conversation. This is your wake-up call. Your life changes the moment you decide to stop complaining and start building. That moment is now. Chapter 1. Declare war on your comfort zone. Let's talk about the place where your ambitions go to die. It's a warm, quiet, and deceptively pleasant place. It feels safe. It feels known. It is your comfort zone, and it is the most dangerous place on earth for a person who wants more from life. It is a graveyard. Your dreams are buried there. Your potential is rotting there. Your future wealth is decomposing there. You must understand this, and you must accept it as an absolute truth. Growth and comfort cannot coexist. They are mortal enemies. Every single day you choose one over the other. There is no middle ground. There is no truce. Every time you choose comfort, you stab your own future in the back. Every time you hit snooze, you choose comfort. Every time you scroll through social media instead of reading a book, you choose comfort. Every time you say, "I'll do it tomorrow," you are choosing to remain in your self-built prison. The warden of this prison is not some external force. It is an enemy within. Its name is familiarity. It whispers to you in the language of safety. It tells you that the unknown is terrifying, that failure is final, that it's better to endure the misery you know than to risk the uncertainty of something better. It wraps you in a warm blanket lined with poison, slowly paralyzing you until you forget you ever wanted to move. This is not safety. This is a slow death. Today, you declare war. This is not a negotiation. This is not a polite request for change. This is a violent, hostile takeover of your own life. You will storm the gates of your comfort zone. You will tear down its walls. You will evict the warden of familiarity and install a new commander. Action. Your war begins not with a grand, dramatic gesture, but with small, brutal, and consistent assaults. You need weapons. Here is your initial arsenal. Your first weapon is the 1-minute rule. It is simple. It is non-negotiable. If a task takes less than 60 seconds to complete, you do it immediately. You do not think about it. You do not weigh the pros and cons. You execute. The dirty coffee cup on your desk, wash it now. The email you need to answer, write it now. The bed that needs to be made, make it now. The trash that needs to go out, take it out now. These are not small chores. These are small victories. Each one is a shot fired against the enemy of procrastination. Each one builds momentum. You are teaching your brain a new language, the language of immediacy. You are proving to yourself, in the smallest possible increments, that you are a person who does things, not a person who thinks about doing things. Your second weapon is the daily no challenge. Your time and energy are your most precious resources in this war. For too long, you have given them away to people and activities that do not serve your mission. You do it to be polite. You do it to avoid conflict. You do it because you are weak. That ends today. Every single day you will find one thing to say no to. No, I can't hang out tonight. I have to work on my budget. No, I can't help you with your project. I have to focus on my own. No, I will not engage in this pointless gossip. Saying no is not about being selfish. It is about being strategic. It is you building the walls of your fortress. It is you deciding what is allowed inside your new empire of discipline. It will feel awkward. People might get offended. Let them. Their temporary discomfort is irrelevant to your long-term freedom. Your third weapon is the reverse action. This is your counterattack. The enemy of comfort is clever. It will launch surprise assaults in the form of urges. The urge to binge-watch a series. The urge to scroll endlessly through a feed. The urge to eat junk food. When this urge strikes, you will ambush it. You will immediately perform the opposite action for just 2 minutes. The moment you feel the pull of the television, you stand up, drop to the floor, and do push-ups until you can't do any more. The moment your thumb moves to open that social media app, you lock the phone, pick up a book, and read 1 page. The moment you crave that sugary snack, you drink a full glass of cold water. You are not just resisting temptation, you are actively fighting back. You are rewiring the circuits in your brain, teaching it that the old patterns of escape now lead directly to something difficult. You are making comfort uncomfortable. I will not lie to you. This will be painful. It will feel wrong. Your body will ache. Your mind will scream for you to stop. Every instinct you have will rebel, begging you to return to the familiar warmth of the cage. This is the pain of muscles tearing so they can grow back stronger. This is the pain of shedding your old skin. It is supposed to hurt. If it doesn't hurt, it isn't working. You must learn to love this pain. You must learn to crave this resistance. This is the feeling of you becoming powerful. This is the sensation of weakness leaving your body. You will fail. There will be days when the old habits win a battle. You will hit snooze. You will waste an hour online. When this happens, you do not wallow in guilt. Guilt is a luxury you cannot afford. It is an indulgence of the weak. You simply acknowledge the failure and you immediately re-engage in the war. You lost a skirmish, not the entire campaign. Get up and fire back. You must burn this into your soul. Discomfort is the currency of success. You must pay the price. You must pay it every single day in every small decision you make. Every moment of discomfort is a brick you lay in the foundation of your new life. Every drop of sweat is the mortar that holds it together. And the reward is not just money. It is something far greater. It is self-respect. It is the ability to look at yourself in the mirror and know that you are not a slave to your impulses. You are a master of your will. Fear will no longer be your jailer, it will become your fuel. You will build a confidence so profound it is unbreakable because it was not given to you. It was earned. It was forged in the fire of your own discipline. You will become the architect of your own reality. The war has been declared. Your weapons are in your hands. Your first target is right in front of you. No excuses, just do it. Chapter 2. Forge an unbreakable mind. Before you can build an empire of wealth, you must first conquer the territory between your own ears. Your mind is the battlefield. It is where every war is won or lost before the first physical action is ever taken. If you lose the war in your head, you will lose it in your bank account, in your career, and in every other corner of your life. Wealth is not built with hands. It is built with thoughts. Your current financial state is a perfect reflection of your current mental state. If you are poor, it is because your mind is poor. Your enemies are not external. They are inside you. They are traitors, saboteurs living within the walls of your own skull, and you have let them run the command center for far too long. Meet your first enemy, the victim. This is the voice that whines. It blames the government, the economy, your parents, your boss, your bad luck. It finds a reason for every failure, and that reason is always outside of yourself. The victim loves excuses because they absolve it of all responsibility. It keeps you weak, powerless, and waiting for a savior who will never arrive. As long as you listen to the victim, you will remain a slave to your circumstances. Meet your second enemy, the saboteur. This is the voice that whispers poison. It is the automatic negative thought that pops into your head. You can't do that. You're not smart enough. You'll probably fail anyway, so why bother trying? The saboteur's only mission is to keep you small and safe within the prison of mediocrity. It feeds on your fear and insecurity, cutting you down before you even dare to stand up. It is the architect of your self-doubt. Meet your third enemy, the inner critic. This is the voice of harsh judgment. It replays every mistake you've ever made on an endless loop. It compares you to others and always finds you lacking. It tells you that you are not worthy of success, that you don't deserve wealth. It is the cruel warden that ensures you never feel good enough to even attempt escape. These three voices are the unholy trinity of failure. They are the architects of your poverty. Today, you silence them. You do not reason with them. You do not negotiate. You starve them, you overwrite them, and you crush them. You will rebuild your mind into a fortress, a stronghold so powerful that their whispers can no longer penetrate its walls. This is mental warfare. Here are your weapons. Your first weapon is the information diet. You must starve your enemies. The victim, the saboteur, and the critic thrive on a diet of negativity, fear, and outrage. Where do they get this food? From the news you watch, from the toxic social media feeds you scroll, from the complaining coworkers you listen to. This is their fuel. You must cut it off. For the next 7 days, you will go on a strict information diet. No television news, no political talk radio. No scrolling through feeds filled with arguments and curated fake perfection. Unfollow every account that makes you feel angry, envious, or hopeless. You will starve the traitors. In its place, you will feed the warrior you are building. You will consume only that which makes you stronger, smarter, and more capable. Replace the news with a podcast on entrepreneurship. Replace social media with a book on investing. Replace gossip with interviews of people who have built something from nothing. You must flood your mind with proof that success is possible, with strategies for building wealth, with the mindsets of creators, not consumers. You are changing the very fuel your brain runs on. Your second weapon is the victory log. Your mind is wired to focus on threats and failures. The inner critic loves to remind you of your losses. You will fight back by creating an undeniable record of your wins. Get a cheap notebook. Every single night before you sleep, you will write down 3 victories from your day. They do not have to be monumental. Woke up without hitting snooze. That is a victory. Chose water over soda. That is a victory. Read 10 pages of a book instead of watching TV. That is a victory. Made the sales call I was dreading. That is a massive victory. This is not about ego. This is about data collection. You are building a case file that proves your own competence. When the saboteur whispers, "You can't do it," you will have a written log, a dossier of evidence that proves it wrong. You are building a factual counter-narrative to the fiction of your own inadequacy. Your third weapon is the power mantra. This is your battle cry. The voices in your head are just neural pathways, grooves carved into your brain by years of repetition. You will now carve new ones. Choose a short, powerful present tense statement that defines the person you are becoming. It must be simple. It must be absolute. I am the architect of my life. I am a disciplined creator. I build empires. I master my focus. Choose one. Every morning upon waking, you will stand in front of a mirror, look yourself in the eye, and repeat your mantra out loud 10 times. Say it with force. Say it with conviction. You are not asking. You are commanding. You are delivering orders to your subconscious mind. You are overwriting the enemy's code with your own. I know what you're thinking. This feels foolish. This feels fake. Good. It means you are breaking the old patterns. You are deprogramming decades of negative conditioning you absorbed from the world around you. Of course, it's exhausting. The enemy is entrenched. It has occupied this territory for your entire life. When you begin this fight, you will feel like a fraud. The inner critic will scream that you are just pretending. Let it scream. Keep going. This is the hardest work you will ever do. It is harder than any physical labor. But it is the only work that matters. Because once you win this war, everything else becomes simple. You must be relentless. You must be ruthless. Control your thoughts or they will control you. Every negative thought is a traitor. You must capture it, interrogate it, and execute it. Do not let it fester. Do not let it build a stronghold. When you catch yourself blaming someone else, stop. Say, "No, I am responsible." When you catch yourself thinking, "I can't," stop. Ask, "How can I?" Build your mental fortress, brick by brick. Every time you reject a negative thought, you lay a brick. Every time you complete your victory log, you lay a brick. Every time you declare your mantra, you reinforce the walls. You are building a sanctuary of power and clarity in the center of your mind, a place the enemy cannot touch. The reward for this fight is not just a bigger bank account. It is mental sovereignty. It is the power to walk through chaos and remain calm. It is the ability to look at a crisis and see an opportunity. It is the deep, unshakable confidence that comes from knowing you are not a puppet of your own programming, but the master of your own mind. This is the foundation of all true wealth. This is where your freedom begins. Chapter 3: The Religion of Discipline. Let's get one thing straight. Motivation is garbage. Inspiration is a cheap drug. They are fleeting feelings, unreliable guests who show up when the party is already roaring and disappear the moment the work begins. If you are waiting to feel motivated to change your life, you will die waiting in your prison cell. We are not here to talk about feelings. We are here to talk about faith. Not faith in a God or a universe, but faith in a system, a code, a law. We are here to talk about the religion of discipline. This is the only faith that will set you free. Why? Because inspiration will abandon you. Motivation will betray you. Your friends will let you down. Your family will not understand. But discipline will be there at 4 a.m. on a cold Tuesday morning when your alarm goes off. Discipline will be there when you're sick, when you're heartbroken, when you're exhausted. Discipline does not care how you feel. It only cares about what you do. It is the unwavering, brutal, and beautiful truth in a world of comfortable lies. It is the engine that runs in the dark. Your enemy in this new religion is the most powerful and seductive liar you will ever meet. Your own feelings, the voice that says, "I don't feel like it." That feeling is the enemy. It is the saboteur. It is the warden of your prison, whispering sweet poison into your ear, promising you the immediate relief of comfort in exchange for the long-term chains of regret. The desire for instant gratification is the original sin, and you have been committing it your entire life. Every time you choose what feels good now over what is necessary for later, you are kneeling at the altar of failure. To build discipline, you must treat it like a religion. It requires rituals. It requires sacrifice. It requires unwavering commitment. It is not a part-time hobby. It is a full-time identity. Here is how you begin your conversion. First, you will establish the non-negotiable one, NN1. You will choose one, and only one, positive action that you will perform every single day for the next 30 days. This action must be 100% non-negotiable. It is not subject to your mood, your energy level, or the weather. It is your daily sacrament. It could be waking up at 6 a.m. without hitting snooze. It could be a 10-minute walk. It could be reading 5 pages of a nonfiction book. It could be doing 20 push-ups. The action itself is less important than the act of making it non-negotiable. This is your first test of faith. By performing this one simple act, no matter what, you are sending a powerful signal to your own mind. I am in command here. My will is stronger than my feelings. You are building the foundational muscle of discipline. Second, you will live by the rule of 2. This rule is absolute. It is the law. You are human and you may fail. You might miss one day of your NN1. You might break your diet for one meal. Life might knock you down. That is acceptable. Once. What is not acceptable, what is forbidden in this new religion, is missing twice. You can never, ever miss 2 days in a row. Missing once is an accident. Missing twice is the beginning of a new, pathetic habit. Missing twice is a conscious decision to surrender. If you miss a workout on Monday, you will drag yourself to the gym on Tuesday if you have to crawl there on your hands and knees. The rule of 2 is your safety net. It allows for human error, but prevents a complete collapse. It is the difference between a stumble and a fall from a cliff. Third, you will sign the pain contract. From this day forward, you will actively seek the harder path. You will intentionally choose short-term discomfort for long-term gain. When faced with a choice, you take the stairs, not the elevator. You make the difficult phone call first. You start your day with the task you are dreading the most. You are not just doing hard things, you are training your mind to associate action with relief. Procrastination creates a constant, low-grade anxiety. By attacking the hardest task first, you kill that anxiety. You are teaching yourself that the path of discipline, while harder initially, leads to a state of peace and power. The path of comfort leads to a state of perpetual stress. You must learn to love the burn. I know this sounds agonizing. It is. There will be days when your body aches and your mind is a fog of exhaustion. There will be moments when you are so beaten down by life that the thought of doing even your one non-negotiable task feels like climbing a mountain. You will want to quit. You will curse my name. You will say this is impossible. Good. That pain is the point. That resistance is where the change happens. That is the feeling of weakness being burned out of you. That is the sound of your prison bars bending. It is in those moments, when you want to surrender but you choose to act anyway, that true discipline is forged. It is not built when you feel good. It is forged in the fire of your worst days. That is when the warrior is made. You must sear these words into your brain until they become your operating code. Discipline is the ultimate form of self-love. It is telling yourself that you are worthy of a better future, and you are willing to pay the price for it today. Discipline is freedom. The world thinks freedom is doing whatever you want. That is a lie. That is slavery to your every impulse. True freedom is the ability to choose. It is the power to say no to your weaker self. Forge your discipline in silence. Wield it in public. No one needs to see you struggling at 5 a.m. No one needs to hear about your sacrifices. Do the work in the dark. Your results will be the proof. Feelings are liars. Discipline is truth. When you build this religion into the core of your being, something miraculous happens. You stop hoping. You start knowing. You know you will get up on time. You know you will do the workout. You know you will make the call. This certainty creates a quiet, unshakable confidence that radiates from you. It is the confidence of a person who has absolute power over the only thing they can truly control, themselves. From that power, all other power flows. You become a force of nature, a person whose will can shape reality. This is the path. It is hard. It is lonely. It is the only one that matters. Chapter 4. Execute the plan, not the excuse. Your head is full of brilliant ideas. You have notebooks filled with plans, whiteboards covered in diagrams, and a clear vision of the empire you want to build. This is worthless. It is a fantasy, a beautifully constructed daydream. The world does not pay for daydreams. It pays for finished products. It rewards results. A mediocre plan executed with brutal, relentless consistency will always crush a perfect plan that never leaves the drawing board. This is the great divide that separates the perpetually broke from the relentlessly wealthy. The dreamer lives in the comfortable, sterile world of what if. The builder lives in the messy, chaotic, and painful reality of what is. The dreamer loves the feeling of planning because it feels like progress without any of the risk. The builder understands that planning is just a map. It is not the territory. The real work, the work that builds fortunes and forges legacies, is done in the mud. It is done through execution. Your most dangerous enemy is not a lack of knowledge or a bad plan. Your enemy is the sophisticated, highly intelligent excuse-making machine that operates between your ears. It is a factory that runs 24/7, producing elegant, logical, and completely convincing reasons for your inaction. It tells you, I need to do more research. The market isn't right. I need to wait until I have more capital. I need to get one more certification. These are not reasons. They are high-quality excuses, designed by your fear to keep you safely locked inside your prison. Today, you shut down the factory. You fire every worker. You demolish the machinery. You will become an execution machine. You will trade your beautiful plans for ugly action. Here is your new operational protocol. Your first command is the 5-minute start. The most difficult part of any task is the first step. The inertia of inaction is a powerful gravitational force. To overcome it, you will not try to launch a rocket, you will simply light a match. Whatever monumental task is paralyzing you, writing a business plan, building a website, studying for an exam, you will commit to working on it for only 5 minutes. Set a timer. For those 5 minutes, you will give it your undivided attention. The goal is not to finish. The goal is not even to do it well. The goal is simply to begin. Anyone can endure anything for 5 minutes. What you will discover is a law of physics. An object in motion stays in motion. Those 5 minutes will often bleed into 10, then 30, then an hour. You will break the spell of paralysis with the smallest possible dose of action. Your second command is to define the brick. Your grand ambition, I want to be wealthy, is not a goal. It is a wish. It is too big, too abstract, and too intimidating. It paralyzes you. You cannot build a fortress in a day, but you can lay one brick. Your job is to break down your massive ambition into the smallest, most concrete daily action possible. This is your brick. Your brick is not start a business. Your brick is send one outreach email. Your brick is not get in shape. Your brick is do 10 push-ups. Your brick is not write a book. Your brick is write 100 words. You will ignore the fortress. You will forget the wall. Your entire focus for the whole day is to lay that one single brick perfectly. Then you wake up tomorrow and do it again. Wealth is not built in a single windfall. It is built by the relentless, monotonous, and unglamorous stacking of one brick on top of another, day after day. Your third command is to burn your to-do list and start a done list. A to-do list is a monument to your good intentions. It is often a source of anxiety and guilt, a long list of things you haven't accomplished. It focuses your mind on the deficit. You will reverse this. At the end of each day, take your notebook, the same one you use for your victory log, and write down everything you actually executed. Made the difficult call to a client. Saved $20. Finished the report. Walked for 30 minutes. This is not a list of aspirations. This is a record of action. It is an undeniable testament to your output. It shifts your entire psychological focus from what remains to be done to what has already been conquered. It builds a powerful feedback loop of accomplishment, proving to yourself, day by day, that you are no longer a planner. You are a finisher. I know how you feel. I know the suffocating weight of a huge ambition. It feels safer to stay in the planning phase, to endlessly research, to wait for that mythical perfect moment when all the stars align. Let me tell you a secret. That moment will never come. The perfect moment is a lie created by your fear to keep you from the starting line. Starting is an act of war against your own inertia. It is messy. Your first attempt will be clumsy. Your first product will be flawed. Your first sales pitch will be awkward. You will feel like a fool. This is the price of admission to the arena of success. Everyone who has ever built anything of value paid this price in full. The people you admire were not born with flawless execution. They earned it through 1,000 clumsy first steps. You must etch these truths onto your soul until they become reflexive. Amateurs plan, professionals execute. Action is the violent antidote to despair. A finished product is infinitely more valuable than a perfect idea. Execute. Results are the only truth that matters. When you transform yourself from a planner into an executor, the world around you changes. You stop seeing insurmountable mountains. You see only large piles of rocks, ready to be moved one at a time. You stop waiting for permission and start giving yourself orders. A quiet, cold confidence will begin to grow inside you. It is the confidence of a predator, a person who knows how to get things done while others are still in meetings. You will build momentum so powerful that it becomes a force of nature, an avalanche of accomplishment that crushes every obstacle in its path, while the rest of the world is still waiting for the perfect time to start. Stop reading, stop thinking, pick one thing, just one. Execute now. Chapter 5. Silence the noise, find the signal. Your most valuable asset is not your time. It is your attention. Time is finite and equal for everyone. The billionaire and the beggar both get 24 hours. The difference is where they invest their attention. Your attention is your most precious currency. Where you choose to spend it determines the entire trajectory of your life. And right now, you are giving it away for free to anyone who asks. You are hemorrhaging wealth every single second. The modern world is a battlefield, and the prize is your focus. Every corporation, every app, every news channel, every politician is fighting a relentless war to capture a few seconds of your attention. They have hired armies of psychologists and engineers to design weapons of mass distraction, and you are their primary target. Every notification, every alert, every breaking news banner, every endless scroll is a precision-guided missile aimed directly at your ability to think. And you are letting them win. You are volunteering to be a casualty in their war. The enemy has a name, the noise. The noise is the constant, deafening roar of irrelevant information, trivial updates, and manufactured outrage that surrounds you. It is the endless stream of emails. It is the group chat that never stops buzzing. It is the siren song of social media, promising connection but delivering only distraction and envy. The noise is the coworker who wants to gossip. It is the pointless meeting that could have been an email. It is the internal chatter of your own mind, jumping from one worry to the next, never settling, never focusing. The noise keeps you busy. It makes you feel productive, but it is the enemy of progress. It is the enemy of wealth, because wealth is not created in a state of frantic, scattered busyness. It is created in a state of deep, uninterrupted, focused concentration. It is found in the quiet. It is found in the signal that is buried beneath the noise. Your job is to become a master signal extractor. To do that, you must first go to war with the noise. Here are your orders. First, you will build your fortress of solitude. This is your sanctuary of focus. It can be a desk in the corner of your room, a spare bedroom, or a library carrel. When you enter this fortress, you are entering a different reality. The rules of the outside world do not apply here. The most important rule is this: your phone is not allowed inside, not on silent, not face down. It is physically forbidden from entering your fortress. It is the enemy's top spy, and it must be locked out. Your fortress is for one thing and one thing only: deep work. You will also build a digital fortress. You will go into the settings on your phone and your computer, and you will turn off every single notification. All of them. Email alerts, social media pings, news updates. Off, off, off. You will reclaim your right to engage with the world on your own terms, not in reaction to the demands of an algorithm. You will check your email twice a day. At 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. Not first thing in the morning. Not last thing at night. You are the master of your inbox. It is not the master of you. Second, you will operate in 90-minute sprints. The human brain can only sustain intense focus for about 90 minutes. You will weaponize this biological reality. You will identify your single most important task for the day, the one action that will create the most value. You will set a timer for 90 minutes, and for that period you will do nothing else. No email. No other tabs open. No distractions. You will attack that one task with singular, ferocious intensity. When the timer goes off, you stop. You get up. You walk away. You take a 15-minute break. Then, if needed, you do it again. 1 or 2 of these sprints a day is more productive than 8 hours of scattered, interrupted, shallow work. This is how you produce results that the market pays a premium for. Third, you will adopt the do not disturb identity. You must kill the idea that you need to be constantly available. That is the mindset of an employee, a servant. You are the CEO of your own life. You are not a public utility. Let your calls go to voicemail. Let your texts go unanswered for a few hours. You must train the people around you that your focus is sacred. When you are in a 90-minute sprint, you are unreachable. You are in surgery on your own future, and you cannot be disturbed. The world will not end. Most urgent matters are simply other people's poor planning imposed on you. Their lack of preparation is not your emergency. I know how this feels. It is deeply uncomfortable. You are an addict. You are addicted to the small dopamine hit that comes from a new like, a new email, a new text. When you cut off the supply, you will experience withdrawal. You will feel annoying anxiety, a fear of missing out, FOMO. Your brain will scream at you, telling you that you are missing something vital, that you are falling behind. This anxiety is a sign of victory. It is the sound of your addiction dying. It is the feeling of your brain rewiring itself for power. You must push through it. You must learn to be bored. Boredom is not a void. It is a space. It is the quiet space where your brain finally makes connections, where creativity sparks, where the real solutions to your problems are born. Carve these truths into your mind. Shallow work keeps you busy. Deep work makes you rich. Your focus is a weapon. Stop pointing it at garbage. Multitasking is a lie. It is the art of screwing up multiple things at once. Be unreachable. The most powerful people are the hardest to contact. The reward for this ruthless battle is clarity. It is the signal. While everyone else is drowning in the static of the noise, you will begin to hear it. The signal is the great business idea that no one else has seen. It is the solution to the complex problem that has everyone else stumped. It is the insight that unlocks a new level of wealth. It is the superpower of the 21st century. You will learn to think, truly think, for the first time in years. And from that thought, you will build an empire. While the rest of the world is distracted, you will be building. While they are consuming, you will be creating. While they are lost in the noise, you will be following the signal all the way to your freedom. Chapter 6. Weaponize your time. You have been lied to about time. You have been told to manage it, to find it, to make the most of it. These are the soft, passive phrases of the victim. They imply that time is an external force to be negotiated with. This is a lie. Time is not your manager. It is your primary weapon. It is the raw, finite material from which you will forge your empire or your prison. Every second that ticks by is a bullet fired from a gun. You either aim it at a target or you let it fly into the empty void. The fundamental difference between the rich and the poor is their relationship with this weapon. The poor, the broke, and the struggling sell their time. They trade 1 hour of their life for a fixed, insulting sum of money. They are mercenaries in their own lives, selling their most precious asset to the lowest bidder. They have placed a hard, unbreakable ceiling on their potential. There are only so many hours in a day to sell. The rich do not sell their time. They invest it. They deploy it strategically. They use it to build systems, to acquire knowledge, to create assets that generate income independent of their presence. They understand that time is a non-renewable resource, more valuable than gold, and they treat its expenditure with the seriousness of a military general planning a campaign. Wasting time is not a minor flaw. It is the cardinal sin of the broke. It is financial suicide, committed 1 lazy minute at a time. Your enemy is not the clock. Your enemy is passive time. It is the time you spend drifting. It is the commute where you stare blankly out the window. It is the lunch break spent scrolling through other people's fake lives. It is the evening spent watching mindless television, letting the hours bleed away into nothingness. Passive time is the rust that corrodes your weapon. It is the slow leak that drains your most valuable resource. You feel busy, you feel tired, but you are producing nothing. You are simply existing, waiting for the clock to run out. Today, you stop managing time. You start weaponizing it. You will become a ruthless, strategic commander of your own 86,400 seconds per day. Here is your battle plan. First, you will conduct a brutal time audit. You cannot defeat an enemy you do not understand. For the next 7 days, you will track your life in 30-minute increments. Get a notebook. From the moment you wake up to the moment you sleep, you will write down what you are doing. Be honest. Be merciless. No one needs to see this but you. 900-930 scrolled Instagram. 100-130 complained with coworker. 800-930 watched reality show. This is not an exercise in guilt. This is intelligence gathering. This is reconnaissance. At the end of the week, you will look at this log and you will be horrified. You will see in stark black and white the hours and days you are setting on fire for nothing. This horrifying truth is your starting point. It is the map of the enemy's territory. Second, you will execute the dead time protocol. From your audit, you will identify all the pockets of dead time in your day, your commute, waiting in line at the grocery store, your lunch break. This is no longer dead time. It is now investment time. You will load your phone not with games, but with weapons. Audiobooks on sales, marketing, and negotiation. Podcasts by self-made millionaires. Courses on coding or digital advertising. Your car will become a university on wheels. Your wait in line will become a micro-seminar on investing. A 45-minute commute each way is 90 minutes a day. That is 7.5 hours a week. That is over 30 hours a month. In 1 month, you can complete an entire college course worth of material during time you previously pissed away listening to the radio. You will transform the useless gaps in your life into the most productive moments of your day. Third, you will live by a zero-based calendar. You are the commander of your time, and you will give every minute its marching orders. You will no longer drift through your day. You will plan your attack. At the beginning of each week, you will look at a blank calendar. Every block of time from when you wake to when you sleep must be assigned a mission. It is not enough to block out work. You will block out 9:00-10:30, cold call 20 potential clients. 1:00-2:30, draft the marketing proposal. You will schedule your deep work sprints. You will schedule your workouts. You will even schedule your family time and your rest with the same ruthless intention. If it is not on the calendar, it does not happen. This is not about being a robot. This is about eliminating the single biggest waste of your mental energy, deciding what to do next. Your battle plan is already written. Your only job is to execute. I know this feels extreme. It feels unnatural. You are used to a life of drifting, of reacting. Your friends, still content in their prisons, will tell you to relax and live a little. They will see your structure as insanity. Let them. Relaxation is the reward for victory. You are still in the thick of the fight. This rigid structure will feel like a cage before it feels like power. You will feel constrained. You will feel overwhelmed. This is the pain of forcing a new shape onto a life that has been formless for too long. It is the feeling of a soldier getting used to the weight of his armor. It is necessary. You must burn these commands into your mind until they are automatic. You do not find time, you make time. The rich buy time, the poor sell it. Every minute is a choice. Invest it or waste it. Your calendar is your battle plan. Execute it without mercy. When you master this, the reward is the ultimate form of power, leverage. You will accomplish more in a disciplined week than you used to in a chaotic month. You will begin to see opportunities to break the time for money trap. You will start building systems, a side business, an investment portfolio, a marketable skill that work for you even when you are not actively trading your hours. You are no longer just an employee in your life. You are the architect of your life. You will stop being a victim of the clock. You will become its master. You will learn to bend time to your will, and in doing so, you will bend the world to your will. You will stop waiting for your life to happen and start commanding it to happen, one ruthlessly planned minute at a time. Chapter 7: The Myth of Failure. There is a ghost story that has kept you locked in your prison cell your entire life. It's a tale whispered by nervous parents, taught by cautious teachers, and reinforced by a culture that worships flawless victory. This ghost story is called failure. You have been taught to fear it like death itself. You have been conditioned to believe that failure is a final verdict, a permanent stain on your character, a judgment that you are not good enough. This is the most effective and crippling lie you have ever been told. Failure does not exist. It is a myth. It is an illusion. What you call failure is something else entirely. It is data. It is feedback. It is the raw, unfiltered, and priceless information the world gives you in response to your actions. It is the market telling you your product is not ready. It is the weight rack telling you your muscles are not yet strong enough. It is the world showing you the precise location of your own ignorance and weakness. Failure is not a verdict. It is a diagnosis. It is a map that shows you exactly where you need to get stronger. The fear of this ghost is a far more destructive force than the ghost itself. The fear of failure is what keeps you from making the sales call. The fear of failure is what stops you from launching the business. The fear of failure is what paralyzes you in a job you hate, in a life you despise. You are not afraid of failing. You are afraid of the shame you have attached to the data. Your true enemy is not the event of failing. Your enemy is your own fragile ego. It is the voice of shame that rushes in after a setback and whispers, "See, I told you you were an imposter. I told you you didn't have what it takes." Your ego wants to protect itself from the bruising truth that you are not perfect, that you have weaknesses. It would rather you do nothing and remain safely mediocre than risk the temporary sting of being proven wrong. To become wealthy, to become powerful, you must murder your ego. You must become a ruthless data scientist in the laboratory of your own life. You will now re-engineer your relationship with this myth. You will transform your greatest fear into your most powerful weapon. This is how you do it. First, you will create a failure resume. Get a new notebook. This will be your logbook of lessons learned. You will actively document your biggest mistakes, your most embarrassing setbacks, and your most costly errors. For each one, you will not write about how you felt. Your feelings are irrelevant. You will write down 3 things in cold, hard, analytical language. 1. What was the intended outcome? 2. What was the actual outcome? 3. What is the single most important lesson this data has given me? This is not an exercise in self-pity. This is an exercise in intelligence extraction. You are building a library of what does not work. This library is more valuable than any textbook. It is your personal, hard-won wisdom. You will learn to take pride in this document. It is a testament to the fact that you are in the arena, fighting, while others are safely spectating. Second, you will conduct a data-only debrief. After any setback, big or small, you will forbid yourself from emotional indulgence for the first 24 hours. You will not complain. You will not blame. You will not wallow. Instead, you will act like a scientist whose experiment has just produced an unexpected result. You will ask only data-driven questions. What variables did I control? What variables were outside my control? If I were to run this test again, what one thing would I change? This analytical detachment starves your ego and your shame. It reframes the event from a personal failing to an impersonal experiment. You are not a failure. You are a researcher who has just discovered a new way not to build a light bulb. Third, you will develop a ferocious bias toward action. The fear of failure is a fog that creates paralysis. The only thing that cuts through this fog is action. When you feel that fear creeping in, that hesitation to start something new or take a risk, your immediate, reflexive response must be to take one small, physical step forward. Send one email, make one call, write one line of code. This tiny action is a declaration of war against paralysis. It proves to your brain that the imagined monster is far more terrifying than the real-world challenge. Action is the antidote to fear, always. I will not lie to you. This process is painful. It will sting. Your ego will be bruised. You will feel the hot flush of shame when your project falls flat. You may lose money. You may lose face in front of your peers. It will hurt. Acknowledge the pain for a moment, and then you must immediately discard it. The pain is temporary static. The data is the permanent signal. The weak marinate in the pain. The strong extract the signal and move on to the next test. You must burn these truths into your very DNA. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is a critical component of it. Every failure is a tuition payment for your education in greatness. Pay it willingly. The only true failure, the only unforgivable sin, is quitting. Get comfortable being a fool. The master has failed more times than the beginner has even tried. When you truly internalize this, you become unstoppable. You become antifragile. You don't just survive shocks. You get stronger from them. While others are paralyzed by the fear of looking bad, you will be in the market, testing, learning, and iterating at a speed they cannot comprehend. You will take the risks they are too terrified to consider. And in that gap, in that space where their fear holds them back, you will find the massive opportunities that create real wealth. You will no longer fear the ghost in the machine. You will become the machine. Chapter 8. Build your financial fortress. Money is a weapon. For your entire life, you have been on the wrong end of it. It has been used against you to keep you compliant, to keep you afraid, to keep you trapped in jobs you hate and situations you despise. You have been taught to see money as something to be earned and spent, a cycle of quiet desperation where you trade your life force for fleeting comforts. This is the mindset of a slave. Today, you pick up the weapon. You will stop being a victim of money and become its master. You will stop thinking like a consumer and start thinking like a commander. You will not just manage your finances. You will build a financial fortress so strong, so imposing, that it will grant you the one thing you truly crave: freedom. Your primary enemy is not debt. It is not your low income. It is the insidious, deeply ingrained consumer mindset. This is the belief, sold to you since birth, that your identity is defined by what you buy. The new car, the bigger house, the designer clothes, the expensive vacation, these are not symbols of success. They are the gilded bars of a more comfortable prison. The consumer seeks happiness in the transaction. The builder seeks power in the balance sheet. The consumer is always hungry, always needing the next fix. The builder finds satisfaction in the quiet, growing strength of their fortress walls. Building your fortress is a war fought on 3 fronts simultaneously. You must be ruthless and relentless on all of them. The first front is offense, your income. You must stop seeing your job as your source of security. A job is a single, fragile pipeline of revenue, and it can be shut off at any moment by a person who does not care about you. Your job is not your identity. It is a funding source for your war effort. Your mission is to increase your income with aggressive, unapologetic force. This means demanding raises with a portfolio of your accomplishments, not just hoping for them. This means constantly acquiring high-value skills that make you more lethal in the marketplace. And most importantly, it means you must create multiple streams of income: a side business, a freelance gig, a rental property. A single pipeline is a vulnerability. Multiple pipelines create stability. You must become obsessed with offense because every extra dollar you earn is another soldier you can deploy. The second front is defense, your savings. This is where you build the walls of your fortress. This is not the gentle, passive act of budgeting. This is a ruthless, wartime conservation of resources. You will conduct a scorched earth campaign against your own spending. Every dollar is a brick. Every expense must be interrogated for its necessity. Is this purchase a weapon that makes me stronger, or is it a decoration for my prison cell? You will cut your expenses to the bone. Not just the daily lattes, but the major expenditures. Your housing, your transportation, your subscriptions. Your savings rate, the percentage of your income you do not spend, is your freedom score. A 10% savings rate is for amateurs. You are aiming for 20%, 30%, 50% or more. You will live so far beneath your means that it makes other people uncomfortable. This is not about deprivation. This is about strategy. The third front is investment, deploying your soldiers. Every single dollar you save is a soldier. Keeping it in a savings account is like leaving your army in the barracks. It is safe, but it is useless. You must send your soldiers out to fight for you, to capture more territory, to bring back prisoners in the form of dividends and capital gains. You do not need to be a Wall Street genius. You need a simple, aggressive plan. You will open a low-cost brokerage account. You will buy broad market index funds. You will automate your investments, sending a platoon of new soldiers to the front lines with every paycheck. You will not panic when the market drops. That is the time to buy assets on sale. You will not try to time the market. You will simply, relentlessly, and automatically deploy your capital month after month, year after year. I know what this requires of you. It is a profound sacrifice. You will feel the pain of this campaign in your social life. You will watch your friends, still content in their consumer prisons, drive new cars and post pictures from exotic beaches. You will be driving a 10-year-old car and spending your weekends building your side business. You will feel a pang of envy. You will feel like you are missing out. Your ego will scream that you are falling behind. This feeling is a lie. It is the illusion of the battle. While they are winning skirmishes of temporary pleasure, you are winning the war of permanent freedom. While their net worth is stagnant or shrinking, your fortress is quietly being built, brick by brick. The pain of saying no to a dinner out, of wearing old clothes, of living in a smaller apartment, that is the price of sovereignty. It is the short-term pain you must endure for a lifetime of power. You must internalize these commands until they are your second nature. Your income is your offense. Your savings is your defense. Your investment is your army. A high savings rate is a declaration of war against mediocrity. Every dollar is a soldier. Do not let them sleep. Live like a Spartan today so you can live like a king tomorrow. The reward for this brutal, disciplined campaign is a fortress. It is a bastion of security in a chaotic world. It is the power to look your boss in the eye and know that you do not need them. It is the ability to walk away from a toxic environment, to survive a job loss, to weather any economic storm. It is the freedom to choose your work based on purpose, not desperation. It is the quiet, unshakable power that comes from knowing you are the master of your own financial destiny. You are not just building wealth. You are buying your own freedom, $1 at a time. Chapter 9. The Loneliness of the Builder. There is a final, hidden cost to this war you are waging. No one will warn you about it. It is the price of admission to the life you are building, and it is perhaps the most painful price you will have to pay. It is loneliness. The path of the builder is a lonely one. It is a path walked in silence, late at night, long after the world has gone to sleep. It is a path of missed parties, inside jokes you don't understand, and relationships that slowly fade into the background. While your friends are out spending the money you are saving, you will be at home, building. While your family is relaxing in front of the television, you will be in your fortress of solitude, learning. While the world is consuming, you will be creating. You must understand this now. When you change, the world around you does not automatically change with you. In fact, it will actively resist you. Humans are tribal creatures. We crave acceptance, belonging, and the comfort of the herd. The herd operates on a simple set of rules. Stay with the group, don't make waves, and maintain the status quo. Your new religion of discipline, your obsession with growth, your ruthless war against mediocrity. This is a direct violation of every rule the herd lives by. Your enemy is one of the most powerful forces in human nature, the need for social validation. It is the desire to be understood, to be approved of, to have your choices validated by your peers. This desire will become your greatest vulnerability. Your friends and family, the very people you expect to be your biggest cheerleaders, will often become your most powerful adversaries. They will not do it out of malice. They will do it out of fear. Your growth is a blinding mirror that reflects their own stagnation, and that makes them deeply uncomfortable. Your discipline highlights their lack of it. Your ambition exposes their complacency. To protect their own comfort, to justify their own inaction, they will try to pull you back down to their level. It is the crab-in-a-bucket mentality. The moment one crab starts to climb out, the others will pull it back in. They will say things like, "You've changed. You're too intense. Why are you working so hard? You need to live a little. Money isn't everything." They will see your frugality as being cheap. They will see your ambition as greed. They will see your discipline as a strange and worrying obsession. They are not trying to hurt you. They are trying to save the version of you they were comfortable with, the version that was just like them. You cannot fight this. You cannot reason with it. To try and explain your new path to people who are committed to staying on the old one is a waste of your most precious resources. your time and your focus. You have only one choice. You must be willing to walk alone. Here is your survival guide for the wilderness. First, you must embrace the silence. The time you once filled with trivial social engagements is now your most valuable asset. This is your building time. This is your learning time. You must learn to find strength, not sadness, in your own solitude. The silence is not an absence of noise. It is the presence of clarity. It is the space where you can finally hear your own thoughts, where you can strategize, where you can do the deep work that is impossible in a crowd. You must reframe loneliness as focus. Second, you must let them misunderstand you. Release the need to be justified. Release the need for their approval. Their opinions are irrelevant data from an unqualified source. They are not building what you are building. They are not fighting the war you are fighting. Their advice is useless. Let them call you weird. Let them call you obsessed. Let them whisper about you. You must develop a shield of supreme indifference to the opinions of those who are not on your path. Your duty is not to make them understand. Your duty is to get results. Your success will be the only explanation they will ever need or respect. Third, you must find the new tribe. While you are withdrawing from the herd, you must actively seek out the wolves. The world is full of other builders, other warriors who are on the same lonely path. Find them. They are in online forums. They are in mastermind groups. They are at industry seminars. They are in the books you read. You must surround yourself with people who hold you to a higher standard. Your new tribe will not ask you why you work so hard. They will ask you how they can help you work smarter. They will not tell you to relax. They will challenge you to grow. Finding one person who understands your journey is more valuable than having 100 friends who don't. I know this is the hardest part. The human heart aches for connection. It will hurt to say no to invitations. It will sting to feel like an outsider among the people you have known your whole life. You will have moments of profound doubt, wondering if the sacrifice is worth the isolation. You will feel like an outcast. This is the final test. This is the fire that burns away your need for external approval, leaving only the hardened steel of self-respect. It is the ultimate price of admission to a life of freedom and power. You are trading the temporary warmth of the herd for the permanent strength of the wolf. You must carve these final truths into the walls of your fortress. The herd seeks comfort. The wolf seeks greatness. Loneliness is not a punishment. It is the price of ambition. Do not argue with people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Build in silence. They will ask you how you did it later. The loneliness you feel is not an end state. It is a transition. It is the quiet, desolate space between the world you are leaving behind and the one you are building. You must have the courage to cross it alone. On the other side is not just wealth. It is a new identity. It is a tribe of eagles who understand the sky, and you will have forgotten the language of the chickens you left on the ground. We have come to the end of these pages, but we have arrived at the beginning of your war. Let us speak the final truth, the one that has been hiding beneath every chapter, every command, every word. The cage was never locked. The chains were never real. The prison you have inhabited your entire life was a phantom, an illusion you built around yourself with the mortar of your own excuses. Your poverty, your stagnation, your quiet desperation. It was not a sentence handed down to you. It was a choice. A choice made every morning you hit the snooze button. A choice made every time you said tomorrow. A choice made every time you opted for comfort over progress. It was a choice to be a victim, to be a spectator, to be weak. But the past is dead. It has no power here. Today, you choose differently. You are not the person who started this book. That person is gone, burned away by the hard truths you have faced. Today, you choose action over analysis. You choose discipline over desire. You choose to be the architect, not the tenant. You choose to build. You have been given the weapons. You have been shown the battlefield. You have been handed the blueprint. The rest is not about reading or learning or waiting. The rest is about doing. There are no more secrets. There is only the work. No excuses. Just do it. This book is now a dead weight. The words on these pages are useless until they are converted into action. Your transformation does not happen in your mind. It happens in the world, through the calloused skin of your hands and the sweat on your brow. So I have one final command for you. Close this book. Do it now. Put it down and look around the room you are in. Find one single, solitary thing you have been putting off. It could be the unpaid bill sitting on your counter. It could be the difficult phone call you have been dreading. It could be the single push-up your body is telling you it's too tired to do. It could be the first sentence of the business plan you have been dreaming about for years. Find it. Now do not think, do not hesitate, do not weigh the consequences, do not give your fear a single second to speak. Rise from your chair and execute, do it right now, before you read another word. Go. Did you do it? That small, insignificant action, that is everything. That is the first brick in the wall of your new life. That is the first shot fired in your revolution. It was not a grand gesture. It was small. It was simple. And it was real. That is the only thing that matters now. The real over the imagined. The done over the planned. This is your new reality. It is a life of laying one brick, then another, then another. It is a life of small, consistent, and brutal acts of discipline that accumulate into an unstoppable force. The work will be hard, the path will be lonely, the reward is everything. Welcome to day one. 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 Day